There we go. Okay, well, I remember this very well. This time last year, Mainers were battling through the aftermath of an intense ice storm that left over 200,000 Maine customers without power, and I think it was almost 2 days for me.
Yeah, it was crazy. Weather Authority meteorologist Emily Sanum joins us now with a look back at the March ice storm. Again, we're all looking at our Facebook memories, right? When all the pictures come up in the videos, and I can't believe that was a year ago.
And there were some pretty impressive pictures. I'll show them in just a second. But I remember it was like 10 o'clock that Saturday night, and all of a sudden I heard a big boom outside my house and we lost power, probably until I think the afternoon of the next day. But transformers were blowing up all night long.
It was crazy.
It was pretty crazy. Ice storms, I think, are really, really scary, and they're one of the most dangerous ones too, because a little bit of ice can cause that much damage.
That's the thing. I think it just kind of threw people off a little bit. I remember that we knew something was going to happen. Like, we were forecasting it, but I just don't think that we expected it to be that extreme.
No, and it all happened very, very quickly. So it actually all began on Saturday, March 23rd as a snowstorm. Areas around the state were reporting more than 20 inches of snow, but Portland had a little over 5, about 5.3 inches or so. But the main story and the main threat was the freezing rain that moved in overnight. And just before 3 p.m. on Sunday the next day, 0.72 inches of ice added up in the Portland area. Power outages start between 0.25 and 0.5 inches of ice. So that is a lot. I know that we saw a lot of pictures on Chime In the next day, all on social media, of people just walking around taking pictures, kind of like the background in this graphic right here. It was quite beautiful on the, the bushes and stuff like that, but not the trees that were landing on cars or anything like that.
Yeah, if you're looking out from your window while you're inside the house, it was beautiful.
With power.
Yeah,
yes, with power.
So this is the picture from Russ Lunt from last year. The trees were just over on its side. You actually see some of the damage still with the trees bending over on sides of roads and things like that. These are some of our pictures that we took in Portland. Trees just in the middle of the road on top of cars. You can see that car had a little bit of damage in the left corner of your screen. The roads were pretty messy as well, with some crashing on the windshields. Just not fun. So a lot of the Mainers actually compared this storm to the ice storm of 1998, and here's some video that our station actually took in 1998. But during that storm, it was definitely more significant. 800,000 people were without power. Ice accumulations spanned or ranged from 1 to 3 inches, especially in central Maine. That is a lot. A lot of people are out of power for a little bit, and they saw a little bit of a repeat this past March, just about a year ago, but definitely not as intense. But we don't get ice storms that often here, so what else can you really compare it to, So
yeah, but let me tell you something. They got power back in a hurry compared to 1998.
Yeah, seriously.
Weeks and weeks people without power back then.
And it's crazy because this lasted still damage. I remember there was a certain neighborhood I walked through the next day, and trees were just uprooted everywhere. And I drove through that area yesterday too, and the trees are still there, and there's a lot of damage still happening. I remember there were, even driving through the neighborhoods of Portland, there were piles of sticks and branches on the side of the road for weeks, even into the summer, until didn't know where to put it. If you're in the city, where are you going to put all those trees on the side of your road, or even branches, things like that?
Yeah, just can't believe 200,000.
I know. And you heard chainsaws
Yep.
starting up for weeks after that to try to get rid of all the branches and all the trees that fell.
We ran videos of chainsaws cleaning up the damage for weeks here too on our station. So. Definitely interesting. We haven't seen anything like that this year, but
let's hope it stays that way.
Seriously, especially as we are now in March. I mean, springtime and heading towards April pretty soon.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Hopefully we're all in the clear.
Yes, hopefully.
No power outages.
None of that. We don't want any more of that.
That's right.
Well, if you have any questions maybe about ice storms in the past or winter storms in your area, you can always email us at weather@wgme.com.